Damn it. Damn it. Okay, right, so we're live and I forgot to put the notes in, so I'm going to put the notes in the first comment, right? So we are on OFA day 19. Welcome to Saturday, welcome to this catch up. There's a lot to do and we've still got a whole bunch of stuff to get done, but it's super exciting now because we are kind of focusing on traffic, right? So if you remember yesterday we talked about storytelling and I actually did my story in that as well. Just put myself out there completely, right? Okay. Now, telling a story isn't just like a one-time thing. So Russell was giving the example saying like his potato gun idea, CD or whatever he did with that, one of his first funnels. He's told that story so many times. I've heard that story so many times. It's unbelievable. But every time, right, you hear it, you connect a little bit more. And what he was saying was that we get bored of telling our story way faster than our audience gets tired of hearing it, right? So let's get into the meat of this, right? So our who, right? So remember, we want the who, what, why, and how, and all that sort of thing. Our who is either us before we learn what we are going to show people to get the results, or it could be a client before we showed them how to get the result. Okay, so we've just got to think about the where places right now. So we've got to think, right, where do they hang out? Is it forums, Facebook groups, if it's offline places, YouTube channels, podcasts, Clubhouse, newsletters to follow, email lists to run, all that good stuff, right? So the internet has kind of like connected us all together. So people who are in marketing, for example, hang out in marketing groups, right? Now, this is going to go into like the Dream 100 method of marketing, and there's kind of like a earn your way in, and there's also like a buy your way in. Okay, right. So if we're going to earn our way in, what we want to do is we have to think about who has already congregated our dream customers, right? So now we want to start writing a list. This is a bit of a homework opportunity for you guys. So try not to think about this too hard. It's just writing a list right now. So just give you some brainstorming ideas and good stuff like this. So you have to think, you're going to list out everything you can think of or research who have big followers on Facebook, either on the fan pages or in big Facebook groups. And remember, this is for your niche. And I'm going to show you a secret kind of like hack to go find these people in a second, right? It's dead easy. It's almost like it's been done for us. So it's going to be really, really easy for you guys to figure out, okay? Now, do the Facebook, do the same for YouTube, channel hosts, whether it be TikTok people, Twitter people, podcast hosts, Instagram influencers, or any other platform you can think of, right? Now, once you have this list, you can start to work your way in. You can contact them on the phone, email, send gifts, review their products, put it out there on the internet, okay? So when I'm saying about review their products, you like become their fanboy, if you like. You can go and stick out a video on YouTube saying how brilliant what they've got is, or stick it out on your Facebook and just repeat it repeatedly. Go on their Facebook posts or the Facebook fan pages, start commenting and liking and stuff like that. Anything that gets their attention, okay? So that when it comes to you actually saying to them, hey, could you help me with this, or is it okay if I do that, then your name isn't just going to be one random person out of nowhere. They're going to recognize you because they have seen you so many times. Because believe you me, even though they have large followings, they read their comments, right? Russell Brunson has actually said this time and time again. He does read comments on that. So the good, the bad, and the ugly, he reads them, right? So it's all good feedback, because a lot of the times that these people use these comments to get feedback on their own products, and they can find problems that people are having and then hopefully offer them solutions further down the road. So it gives them actual product ideas going forward as well. So it is a good way to do it. Now, this is kind of like working your way in. Now, if you want to buy your way in, then you can buy ads targeting these people's audiences, right? So everyone that don't reply to you in the first place in the first part, which is the earn your way in, then you can go for a buy your way in, right? Now, the second way is obviously much faster, but you can still make profit by using ads, because of course, we've got order bumps, we've got OTO 1s, OTO 2s and all that good stuff. And it's our job as a marketer to create 3 phases for our business to be successful. And it always comes down to this: hook, story, offer. right? And without them, we don't have a business. Now, we've done a lot of work on kind of like creating the products and the funnel itself, which is our offer. Okay, and yesterday we talked about the story, right? And the hook is where we start throwing out our hooks to get people attention. Sort of like we want to do scroll stopping, basically. It could be a headline, it could be an image, it could be the story, it could be the way you tell the story. And our job, like I said, is to grab attention, and we want their attention long enough to be able to tell them our story, right? And then, of course, that will then increase the perceived value of the offer when it comes to it. And this is the key to any form of marketing. And so if our funnel flops, it always comes back to this. You can look and think, well, maybe my landing page isn't converting well. So is it the hook, like the headline, or is it the story, how we presented it, or is it the offer, right? So there's always going to be those things we can look at. So if your numbers are low on one particular part of your funnel, it's going to come down to one of those three things every single time. And you can go back and tweak it over and over and over again. Remember, we talked about doing the split test. That's a thing to work on. So if you think your headline is a bit weak, maybe you're not getting the right message across on the landing page to hook people in the first place, split test the second page with a different headline. Maybe it's the way that the buy now button's presented. Split test another color. Just do one thing at a time. And as a rule of thumb, I remember talking to Blake Newbar about this when I first started doing my funnels, and I was saying, like, I've got a split test here, and I've got a different headline, I've got a different button color, I've got this and I've got that. He goes, no, stop. You just change one thing. Okay, right. So I changed one thing, and a couple of days went by, and I went back to him and says, oh, it's a little bit up and down. I can't quite figure it out. He says, well, how much traffic have you got? Well, we've had like, 50 hits today. We had like 100 hits yesterday or whatever. He goes, okay, right, stop again. You need to have about 100, it was about 500 people split between those two pages before you can decide which one's better, right? So it's very easy, because like any other day, something could happen. You've got to have that time. You've got to have the amount of people on there to have a large enough audience, or a sample size, if you like, large enough sample size to give you that data in the first place. Because it could be, you launch your funnel on a Sunday, for example, and next to no one's online, or the opposite, a load of people online, or there might be something on the TV that everyone's watching. It could be an election, it could be the Oscars, it could be a huge, great big news event. Anything like that could get in the way of a small sample size, right? So the larger your sample size, the better. Now, obviously, when you're using paid ads, that's going to be expensive, so because you're running ads to that thing and all that stuff. But it's still going to serve you much better further down the line. So make sure you do that. Now, when we said, like I said, and again, Russell was even saying, he says you can do the same thing when contacting your Dream 100 as well. So, it's how you present the hook to them. So, or even like for me on my podcast, I need to start thinking a bit more about this, how to hook people in, how to get that title better for the podcast to get more people listening, because it will pop up. Everyone that subscribes to my podcast, right, gets automatically updated each day. It's because I do it daily. So they will get a notification on the phone updated with the title. Now, if the title is a good hook, what are they going to do? They're going to take action, and they're going to have a listen. And I can immediately start talking about the story on the podcast episode. And if I have an offer, then I can present the offer and up the perceived value and stuff like that, right? So when it comes to your Dream 100, if you really don't have time and you really think, okay, right, well, I've only got a little bit of time to do this, then do it with Facebook and do it with podcasts, because it's proven those people which listen to podcasts generally have more money. So you're going to get great value, great profit from Facebook, but the people which are listening to podcasts, they tend to earn more money for some reason. I don't know what it is. Okay, right, so let me show you real quick. So I'm just going to share my screen now. If I do this, that's sharing screen. Okay, excellent. Right, move me out the way. Get all this good stuff going on. So when we said about Dream 100, right? So this is what I did. So I got this comment and reactions tab in the way. So let me go back one and back again. So what did I do? I went to Amazon, I went up to books, and then I scrolled down to marketing, right? And I thought, okay, right, well, let's see. I went into one of Seth Rogen's thing here. Seth Rogen, sorry, I don't know why I say Rogen. He's an actor, anyway. So I went into the category, and immediately it gave me the top 100 authors, right? So the top 100 books. I know some of these are going to have, all this good stuff, right? This is marketing. So 2 and 3 is the same person there. So there's going to be 100. So you can go one level deeper as well. So at that point, I think I was just in like business and finance, and then I went one level deeper as well. Just clicked on one of these things over here. So now I'm on e-commerce, web marketing, and all that good stuff. I think actually it was, bestsellers in e-commerce, web marketing. Now I've got a whole bunch of different authors, right? Gary Vaynerchuk, Seth, Ray, Eric, Brendan, Sarah. Oh look, Russell Brunson, surprisingly enough, and Donald, Marty, Paul, Don. All these people here, Pat Flynn there as well. All these people are, they have audiences, they have books, they're in the top 100 sellers in this category on Amazon, and all we then need to do is go and find them on Facebook. So very quickly I was able to find a page with this on. Now you may find that some of those people will have Facebook groups. That's great. You can get into those groups and you can start interacting with people, and that's how you start getting more people telling your story, throwing out the hooks and getting people to your offer, getting people to your Facebook business page, or even like creating friendships with these people, getting them into your organic marketing spaces and that as well. So that's a really cool way to do it. But you also think, right, okay, he's got a decent sized audience, close to 500,000 people follow it. So if you're going the buy your way in route, guess what? You can target Seth's audience using Facebook ads. Whoa, blow your mind off. Okay, that's as simple as it gets. So your research tool is Amazon, right? As far as like your Facebook stuff goes, it's right there, good to go. Hooray, away we go. If you're going to do podcasts, let's bring podcasts up for a second. This is super easy as well. So I want to look at marketing. So let's go into marketing, and this is where my computer explodes. Now it's going to show me the top 100 seal. Let's go to all these shows on marketing. So you've got all these hosts. Russell's popped up there again, surprisingly enough. And you've got all these people's podcasts, right? So you can write a list out from that, and then you can go into different, or you can go into top charts. That's probably a good place to start as well. So top charts, seal categories. Let's go for, here's one. Let's go away from marketing for a second. Let's look at the arts. Okay, so we've got arts, and if we've got anything else in there as well, about all categories. That should be interesting. Top shows of all categories. Oh no, that's not good, is it? I don't want to do the highest category ever. That'd be crazy, right? So top shows, here we go. So in my case, I've got all these people, right? And it's scrolling down. Because I think it shows like the top 200 or something like that, crazy. I've got all these people's podcasts which I can target. So I can start asking them to be on my show, or I can try and get on their show. I can start sending them stuff out. I can start interacting with their Facebook pages, or sending them emails, all this good stuff. Because if I get to land on just one of these podcasts, I can then increase my audience exponentially. I can get in front of their audience, and that is earning your way in. So that's something that I could certainly get my teeth into for absolute sure. And of course, you're going to find that there's a podcast category based around what you guys are doing. So every type of funnel that you guys are building, every type of offer that you guys are doing, you're going to find a podcast with a category and a whole bunch of people there, and you can just go and find these, right? So Mary Portas, Tim Ferriss, who else we got down here? Rob Bent, Steve Bartlett. So, you know, there's a whole bunch of people, and you can go, Gary Vaynerchuk's down there as well. So you can go and find their websites, you'll find their contact details, you'll most likely get something on there. So if I just go ahead and search for, let me just put this up here. So if I search for this guy, let's do it live. Stephen Bartlett. Looks like the guy. Okay, yep, that's the guy. So what has he got? He has Twitter. How many people is he following him on Twitter? Let's see. Okay, it's smallish. Just over 12,000 on that. What about his Instagram? 1.2 million followers on Instagram. Getting interesting yet? Yeah, because, you know, something comes up and, you know, you can get on there and all that good stuff. That's cool. Let's go see if he gets a website. This is how I research it. He's got a podcast. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got an option to text him there as well, I think, on that link tree. Is that right? Let me just check that. Website. Let's click on the website as well. So, well, how's he doing on YouTube, right? So he's not really focusing crazy on that. So if I go into the about section, tell me how many video views he's got. I mean, it's reasonable. Quarter of a million. About 250,000 on that. And his website. Let's see. Diary, events, contact. Boom. I can start getting on this. I can start getting into his world. I can start reacting to his. You know, I can hit a like on there. 8 lessons people learn the hard way. Let's see what it says. A thread. So I can say, I don't know, awesome dude. Love it. And I can start doing this every day. I can be on there. Bang, bang, bang. Every time you post something on here, I can go to his YouTube videos. Secret to loving your work. Let's stay 5 days ago. That's the latest one. I'm going to hit pause on there real sec. After the ad, of course. I'm going to drop a like on it. I'm going to subscribe. Check out how he's doing on the search rankings. I'm guessing he's doing okay. Fixing and a former VP at Twitter. Well, considering he's a former VP, he hasn't got a lot of Twitter
You
followers.
were the VP of Twitter. Obviously, Donald Trump has just been booted off Twitter permanently. What do you think about that?
There's a 70-year-long study out of Yale University looking at...
As well, to some degree. Like,
Right, okay, what causes burnout? Okay. Whoa, great. Oh gosh, I can't even spell today. Burnout for the last few years. Do you... So I'm going to ask a question, trying to get some response. Do you think that we are pushed into constantly creating new content to stay ahead of the game? Question. Right, so that'll go on there and I might get an answer back. But again, this is me being a fanboy. This is me working my way in, because at some point it'd be awesome to get this guy on my podcast, or even better, get on his podcast as well. So that is kind of like a way around, and it doesn't take that long. If you've got Obviously, if you've got 100 people, it's going to take a while to do that on a daily basis, or maybe you say, okay, right, well, I'm going to write a list of 100 out, and I'm going to contact, I don't know, 15 a day. 15 on Monday, 15 Tuesday, 15 Wednesday, and this could be just by going onto their Insta. It could be just by going onto that. I mean, you could see how long that took me. It was like 3 minutes, and I should be on that guy's radar because they look at the comments. He'll get a notification that I've just subscribed. He'll get a notification of my comment there. He may well be answering back as well, and I can start this conversation with him. At some point, he's going to go and check me out, and then we can start working the ball from there. So it doesn't take that long. I would say if you were doing, like I say, 15 people a day off your Dream 100 list to work on that traffic to try and earn your way in, I would say maybe it's going to take, let's say, half an hour a day to do this. But if you think about it, just imagine for a second, let's say, right, he's got, what was his Instagram? His Instagram was 1.2 million followers. What if I get on his podcast? Or what if he comes on my podcast and a post like this comes up and it's got something on there about my podcast, pushing people to my podcast? That is 41,000 people potentially coming to listen to my episode, or potentially coming to see my offer, to hear my story, to get the hook story offer sorted out. So it is incredibly powerful by doing these Dream 100s. You can't miss this step. It is so important, because especially if you don't want to start, either way, whether you're earning your traffic or you're buying your traffic, doing this Dream 100 thing is going to be a massive game changer as far as being successful on this funnel goes. So trust me, guys, do the work, put it in, do it over this weekend, and I may well even do my Dream 100 list out, and I'll share it with you guys. If I don't do it today, I'll do it tomorrow. So yeah, that's going to be a prompt. So that's your homework, guys, and we'll catch up again tomorrow maybe.